my fellow YouTubians. This is my newest project that I'm working on right here. And as you might recognize this right here, it's a swimming pool filter housing. Originally it was going to be a 55-gallon drum, but I don't have a 55-gallon drum, so I'm using what I got. And the whole thing is stainless steel, which you can't really tell because it's really filthy. But right here it's cleaned up pretty nice. And this is for my daughter, who outgrew her pedal car. And unlike T-Man, if you guys have ever seen him, T-Man Go-Karts, he's on YouTube. He likes to build these very detailed frames. I, on the other hand, I want to have a body, and I don't want to build a separate frame. So this technically is my frame. So it's 37 inches from end to end, or 940 millimeters. And the circumference is 57 inches, or 1,450 millimeters. And my daughter, she's like 9 years old, and she fits right in here. So essentially there's going to be a hole cut here, and this band is going to be welded on here. Right now it's made so you could unscrew it to get the filter element out. There's a big hole over here on this side. It's 147 millimeters big, which I'm going to use to mount the pedal assembly. And of course, here's my super duper 7 horsepower Predator engine from Harbor Freight, which I had a great coupon for, and I got it for 99 bucks. And then with the 1-year warranty, which I most likely won't need, it was $127. And we got a rear end coming in with a differential, which is chain driven, and a centrifugal clutch for the 3/4 drive shaft or output shaft, and a chain. And these wheels right here are actually replacement wheels for the hand truck that this thing is sitting on. And it's just there to give me an idea, because the wheels that I ordered are the same diameter or whatever. And so it's just mocked up on the hand truck right now. It's not supposed to stay like that, but this thing right here is going to go on a plate. It's going to hold the differential, the pillow blocks, the wheels, of course, the shock absorbers, which are going to mount against this rigid ring right here, which is going to be tack welded in place. So that's going to be one piece. And so there's going to be trailing arms that go from the back plate, which still needs to be machined, over to about here. So that's what it's going to pivot from, way over here. And same goes for the front. There's going to be an axle up front here, and then right next to the pivot points for the rear, that's where it's going to sit, and then the shock absorber is going to mount the front. So it's kind of like an old-fashioned roadster rat rod kind of thing. But you know, this thing is extremely rigid and stainless steel. And once I cut the hole in it for her to get inside, it's going to get like a little windshield and the pedal assembly and a seat and padding so she doesn't get hurt or whatever, and should be pretty cool. So this is the first video of probably 10 videos of this thing being built. But unlike the last project, I want this to last maybe 2 weeks, not 2 years, because last time I got totally carried away with making all these fancy CNC parts. It was totally unnecessary. Jack Rickard is probably going to be a little bit upset with me that I am not using an electric motor, but you know what? This thing essentially was $100 bucks. And you know, I can't even get the number of batteries I need for $100 bucks for an electric car. And plus, you fuel it up and off you go. You don't have to wait for it to charge. As much as I wanted to make it electric, and I should also say, this thing is remarkably light. And that might not be the final position for it. And as you might see right here, this whole thing is actually sitting on top of my lawn tractor, my lawnmower battery, right? The ride-along mower. And a lot of people would say that's a pretty unwise thing to do, setting that thing on top of a battery like that, because it might short out and blow up. But you know, my dad, he's an engineer. When I was a little kid, he told me something that, you know, I think is really valuable, and I could now share it with you guys in dealing with something like this. And that is, when you're dealing with electrical stuff, you got to always remember, positive is negative, red is black, time is money, and I can't remember the other thing, but you get the idea, right? Positive, negative, red, black, right? And so it's good. Don't have to worry about it. Anyway, that's what it's going to be. And I smell some fumes. I wonder what that's all about. Well, anyway, I hope you guys tune in. I hope you subscribe. I hope you give it a thumbs up. Comment if you can. And keep in touch so you can see the way the rest of it comes together. And hopefully I'll get it finished before my daughter grows old and has children and so on. All right, so thanks for viewing.